All right, before we get started with today's video, I want to highlight more of my moisturizing tips, all right? Especially for not just my fellas, but everybody watching. You know, it could be some ladies out there watching as well. And there's this incredible brand, Clear My Skin by Jayne. Man, I have been super impressed, and by far head and shoulders my favorite oil experience, body oil experience right now. And I'll have her information down below, and she just gives you an experience of sultry, smooth, buttery, high quality oils, man. And a couple of my favorites to start. First up, we have 88 Ave from Jayne. This is I think it's a 1.750 ml bottle. Little goes a long way. And then this, you get this cherry, you get vanilla, you get these this saffron in here. Those are the notes. Yes, those are the notes in this fragrance, with a host of other options, host of other notes in this fragrance as well. Little goes a long way. I tend to use these when I'm fresh out of the shower. I don't spray fragrances anymore on my skin when I go to bed. Now I'm full engaged in body oils, and I must say the experiences that I've had and that my wife has let me know that she enjoys are from body oils, and this is one of the ones that I have been testing lately. And another one that's very good, and I think this is a seasonal one, so it might not be in stock, but if it is, get your hands on it. Again, we have Pomade Drop from Jayne. Same body style, but white labeling. And as you can see, the flowers on the inside. With this one, you get pear and apple. There's some sweet, this is a sweet, buttery texture to this fragrance. The oil glides on, just silky smooth. Look, it's incredible. So look, Jayne, Clear My Skin, Jayne. She has so many options to choose from. I highly recommend this. It's all over Instagram. If you've been following a lot of people like Hidden Gems and Terrence and Razor Ramon the Barber, just to name a few, Jayne, this stuff is incredible. All right, so check her out. Information will be in the description. I will have an upcoming live stream with Jayne where me and her will discuss her brand, her creations, and I'm a fan. Bottle oil boys, stand up. All right, let's get to today's video. Check her out. Don't be ashy. Don't be ashy. YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy, one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good, family. Hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we rock out on this channel, man. Positive vibes only, all right? So the conversation all the time, well, as of late, is we want to hear about new stuff. We want you guys, fragrance content creators, talk to us about some stuff that doesn't get a lot of love or we barely know about. I got you. This whole fragrance content thing, there's a lot of opinions and none of us are right. Not even you, not me. And that's why I just do my best to just have conversations about what I've experienced and what I've come across. And if I'm for you, I'm for you. If I am not, there's a lot of dope content creators out there that could, suit whatever it is that you're looking for. But today, I do have 7 fragrances that don't get talked about that much. The average fragrance, I want to say enthusiast, fragrance collector, or somebody who's just into fragrances might not ever heard of any of these brands, let alone any of these fragrances. All right, so some of y'all who are enthusiasts, who are collectors, or who are here each and every single day, you might have seen these once or twice or 3, I don't know, you might have seen them before, but not a lot of conversation about these. But that doesn't mean that they are not fantastic. All right, so 7 fragrances that you guys just might not haven't heard of. So here we go. Up first, brand new release. Little talk about this fragrance out there. Honestly, I've only seen me and one other person discuss this fragrance, but this stuff is crazy. From the house of Ormonde, we have Kashmir. Ormonde's Kashmir. I love Ormonde's bottles, and I especially love this orange stuff here. In the name, of course, you have this beautiful Kashmir wood. There's some saffron, there's some ginger, there is some citrus in here as well. This stuff is grown and sexy. It is a unique blend, playing on the note of that Kashmir wood. The saffron comes off warm but sweet, like a warm, sweet, and spicy texture that you get. There's some patchouli in here as well. That doesn't, reign too dominant, but it is present as you get onto the dry down. Beast of a performer. This is something in the upcoming fall and winter months that you are going to be seeing a lot of conversation and a lot of talk, at least from me. This stuff is incredible. I remember the first time I experienced this, I was blown away. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. We got something here that is commanding my attention. So this is one that is new out there in FragCom. Do your research, get you a sample. I've recommended this to a handful of people thus far to at least try it. Not saying push off and get you a full bottle, but at least try it. If you love Kashmir wood, saffron, those are the two of the notes that really kind of work themselves out the most, at least on my skin. Check this out. From the house of Ormonde Jayne, we're talking Kashmir. Ormonde Jayne Kashmir. All right. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Blockade and French Defense, and Gambit one is one that is popular. There's a handful from the House of Mind games that are super duper popular, and they're discussed daily. But this is one that no one speaks about. And maybe some of you out there have never even heard of this, but this is really, really good. From the House of Mind Games, we have Emprise. Emprise from the House of Mind Games. Again, another fragrance that features the note of saffron, but the citruses in here come off like candy-like, and someone's gonna add to the smell like Baccarat Rouge 540. It'll remind you of it, but this definitely does its own thing. This to me is a very smooth blend of citruses, saffrons, gingers, musk. This stuff is incredible. Wearing this for the first time a few months back, and I've worn this a couple of times since then, but for the first time when I wore this, I was just really, really surprised how well the citruses really played off with the saffron and the ginger. That ginger here gives it a really pop of a nice fresh spiciness. It doesn't come off like a heavy spice with the saffron. The saffron comes off warm and a little bit sweet and spicy, almost like a cinnamon-like vibe, but it doesn't smell like cinnamon. Just imagine cinnamon, and that's what the saffron does in here, but just a little bit more featured on the spice. But Emprise does not get talked about a lot. It is a beautiful, sexy fragrance. As a matter of fact, I need to throw this back into the rotation because I've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it every time that I have worn it thus far. I haven't had it that long. I've had it for about 3 months now. But it's one that when I got it in, I was like, wow, like, okay, why no one talks about this? What's up? What's the reason why? And there isn't one. It's just one that you guys got to get your nose on if you're interested in doing so. Get you a sample, head over to mindgames.com, use my code DEDRICK10, and you can get you a sample, a carded sample. They have discovery sets, and check out Emprise. If you're into saffron, citruses, spices, musk, this might be something that you want to tap into. From the House of Mind Games, we're talking Emprise. Emprise from the House of Mind Games. All right. Up next, a house that I never see discussion about. Never. I own one previous fragrance, and I've talked about it here on this channel before, but I've never seen a discussion. At least I haven't. Not saying it's not out there, but I've never seen a discussion about this fragrance from Sana Jardin, and we're talking Tiger by Her Side. Tiger by Her Side. A unique rose, patchouli, and benzoin style of a scent. The blend in here is exceptional, man. Now, as this dries down, the rose and the patchouli really become the featured artists of this particular fragrance. This is not going to be for everybody. This is true niche perfumery, especially how this blend comes across. Because in the opening, you get this buttery benzoin sweetness up top, blending in with that rose and that patchouli, and it is really good. It is really good. For me personally, this is date night for me. This is a winter's, like a cold winter's night out type of fragrance. Just depends on what I'm doing. I wear this to a lounge, date night, like I said before. It just has so many mature characteristics to it, and it is a performer. I've tested this on my skin quite a few times, and it just doesn't go away. And then when it gets to the dry night, like I said, the rose is kind of like a fresh powdery rose blended in with a very nice damp earthy patchouli, but the benzoin just kind of hovers around until the rose and patchouli really shine and to dry down. But no one talks about this. This stuff is sexy to me. It is a sexy fragrance, unisex. Ladies, you could definitely tap into this as well. But this is one to get your nose on, do some research for yourself, and just kind of see if it, you know, meets your standards. From the house of Sana Jardin, we're talking Tiger by Her Side. Tiger by Her Side. Unique bottle, unique fragrance, really, really good. Up next, I have just recently started talking about this house and recently talked about this fragrance. And it was a big hit at a baby shower that I just went to. Oh, I was actually working the baby shower. My background, I do some videography, some photography and things like that. So went and did a baby shower, and I received a handful of compliments from some of the ladies at the baby shower. But this is one of the better takes on a fresh rose oud that I've come across. This stuff is good, y'all. From the house of Maison Daba, we went with Rebirth. We're going with Rebirth. It's kind of clashing with my studio light, but this is a very beautiful rose oud fragrance. It's fresh. There's some spices and some musk in here as well. The oud in here is not intimidating at all. It's more of a woodsy play on oud. Not stinky, not medicinal in any way. The rose in here is a fresh rose. Comes off a bit powdery as well, but it's blended very nicely. Maison Daba has some really great fragrances. And this is one of them. And just reading the note breakdown before I was able to get my hands on this fragrance, the experience is that much better. So I was intrigued by what I read, but then wearing it even that much better. Performer, this stuff performs. So all my rose lovers, all my rose oud lovers, and even if you're not the biggest fan of rose oud, but you want to be, but you just haven't found one that really sticks with you because you might be scared of oud or you might be scared of overpowering rose, this is the perfect blend here. This is the perfect blend. Check them out. From the house of Maison Daba, we're talking Rebirth. Rebirth is a fragrance that not too many people are discussing and not too many people know about. All right. Up next, from my friends over at Scent Journey, this is a fragrance in 2024 that really blew me away. So creative, so different, so unique. From the house of Scent Journey, we're talking Bourbon and Bluegrass. I mean, look here. I was blown away by my experience with Bourbon and Bluegrass. Ginger beer, Moscow Mule, that's what you're getting. It's nuts. You get this like zestiness, like the ginger pop is here, like a sparkling ginger in here. Adds a bit of a freshness to it, but you definitely get that ginger beer. It smells like a Moscow Mule. That's what it smells like. And in the cooler months, and I've said this before, when I'm stepping out, whether it's a date night or an event or something like that, and I'm really trying to step in the building like I'm him. Here we go, Bourbon and Bluegrass, because it's going to provide something different. It's going to give me that unique vibe that I'm looking for. It smells really good. I've never smelled anything like this. Well, in comparison to, you know, outside of a Moscow Mule, which I love Moscow Mules. My wife put me on to those a few years back, and I love them. But Bourbon and Bluegrass is ginger beer, Moscow Mule. It has some freshness to it with some depth. There's some sparkly, fresh ginger in here. And then that ginger beer, that's the best way I can explain it. I do have a first impressions on this fragrance in my catalog, but you can check it out. But this is one for sure that I haven't seen much conversation, and there should be more talk. From the house of Scent Journey, we're talking Bourbon and Bluegrass. Definitely something different. Definitely different in the community for sure. All right, 2 more left to discuss, and I've already determined that this is going to be my Thanksgiving Day fragrance. I'm not the biggest gourmand guy, but this brand has turned me back on to exploring high quality gourmands, at least through this house, and this is one of them. From the house of Nazar Fragrances, we have Pie and Cognac. Now this is one that is making its rounds in the community, but every time I talk about Nazar, there's a handful of people who are super intrigued because they haven't heard of Nazar. They haven't experienced Nazar. Well, all my gourmand lovers out there, here you go. Rum, cinnamon, pie crust. Yes, pie crust is what you get in here. And the pie crust in here comes off buttery and flaky and just beautiful. The cinnamon and the rum in here dance beautifully. And yes, it smells like sweet potato pie. Okay, let me clarify, okay? Not pumpkin pie. Sweet potato pie. Potato pie. That's what it smells like. Fresh out of the oven at your grandma's house. Well, you're not even allowed to come in the kitchen because the ingredients are top secret. Yeah, that kind of sweet potato pie. This stuff is a banger. I'm hoping that it's cold. I'm hoping that it's cool and breezy on Thanksgiving Day around my way, because this is going to be my Sunday day. It's only right, right? It's only right, all right? So unique gourmand, beautiful gourmand, and one out there that a lot of people just don't know about, but I'm going to make sure that they do, because everybody needs to at least get their nose on this at least one time. You can save yourself 15% as well by using the code King Dedrick over at Nazar Fragrances. I have the information down in the description of this video. Save 15% on something like this. Price is the price, but the experience is priceless. You feel me? Okay, from the house of Nazar, we have Pie and Cognac. Unique at its highest level, for sure. All right, and last but not least, this is really classy. It's really classy, and I really enjoyed this fragrance. From the house of Plume Impressions, we're talking Rivalité, hey, Imperial. Rivalité Imperial. I'm probably butchering that, but what's new around here? Dried fruits, tobacco, cinnamon, vanilla. God, this is so good. This is like, I'm going to say it, but this is a better version, and I love this fragrance, a better version of Parfums de Marly Eau Jaune. To me, this is better. The tobacco in here, the dried fruits, the cinnamon apple pie nature of this fragrance. This is a bit more brighter, a bit more airier, but don't let that fool you. This is a performer. And the house of Plume Impressions gets no conversation. I talk about some from the house, and there's a couple others that do. But as far as someone watching right now, how many of you right now have heard of Plume Impressions? Outside of me talking about them, I rest my case. But this one right here is one of the special ones from the house. Oh my God, and I love it. And over the wearing experience of this, and I get about a good 8 to 9 hours out of this, because when you spray it on, you aren't gonna think that it's gonna be there all day, but it is. It's there all day. And again, dried fruits, cinnamon, the tobacco in here, it's just nice. The tobacco is not earthy and unbearable. No, it's kind of like a sweeter take on tobacco. The dried fruits give this like this almost kind of like dark and edgy fruitiness to it as well. And then of course the cinnamon, that sweet and spicy texture. And like I said, to me, it is a more well done take on a DNA from Parfums de Marly, which is Eau Jaune. Like, I would, if I had to choose between this or Eau Jaune, I'm choosing this. Just my personal preference, and I really like Eau Jaune. I have a bottle, no disrespect, just personal preference. From the house of Plume Impressions, we have Rivalité Imperial. All right, so hopefully, maybe, just maybe, some of you guys have not heard of these fragrances. You may have seen me talk about them, but getting just a little bit more in depth of those out there searching for something different, something unique. And keep in mind, the average person out there just wants to smell good. But there's a handful of us that are enthusiasts out there, more than a handful, that are looking for different things, no matter who's it from, who's it by, or where it comes from. And these are 7 that, yeah, you might have seen, but you might not know too much about them. You might have seen them, but but you might not know too much about them, and hopefully I was able to kind of bring them to a different light today. All right, so let me know down below in the comments, what are some fragrances that you guys recommend that no one talks about? Share, tell us, what are some of the fragrances that you guys are into that, you know, no one talks about and you want the world to know? Because these 7, I want people to know. All right, so hopefully y'all enjoyed today's video. Y'all be cool, y'all be safe, take care of yourselves. I appreciate the love and support as always. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we rock out in this channel, man. So spike it up, spike it down, spike that thing all around. And remember, what you put onto this world, man, what you put onto this world is exactly what you are going to get back. That's facts. All right, y'all be safe out here, man. Peace. Spike.